VC Playmakers back again. Champagne puppy, Mr. Aaron. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I don't like how you don't call me champ beforehand, though, but I guess it's not deserved.
The artist formerly known as Champ. How
There we
you
go.
doing,
There
bro?
you go.
Now I'm doing good.
I'm just hoping you do a symbol, and so I don't have to say anything about you. I'll just put your symbol up.
Just do a flex for the champ.
Yeah, that'd be a flex. Like, Prince's symbol was more artistic, but we'll take what we
Yeah.
can get from you. Flex. And then Big Breezy. What's going on, Roski?
Not much, sir. Getting ready for another interesting week for the NFL. Should be fun.
These games were pretty awesome. I trying to rack my brain. Have we had this great of football and any rounds of playoff? I mean, these many games, like sometimes it's just a blowout, but these games were like down to the
They're all
wire.
close.
Most of them.
Yeah, they've all been close.
And even the game last night, it was close and close until the fourth quarter, and then the wheels fell off that bus.
Oh yeah, that defense. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, during the episode. But yeah, that defense is incredible.
All right, cool. So what we'll do, we're going to review all 6 playoff games. We'll give you our predictions pregame. If there's some flexes, wedgies, we'll do 3, and then we'll talk about some coaching vacancies, and then we'll do the other 3. But why don't we start the game last night? Houston Texans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was it 30-6? Is that the final score? 30-6?
That's the final score, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Was there any doubt that it wouldn't be like that? Do we really think A-Rod was going to come out and all of a sudden go back to the fountain of youth and just do what he can, 4-time NFL MVP, and just beat arguably the hottest defensive team in football? Nah. We all knew it would end like this. But good on him. I mean, he did all right for the season itself. He accomplished his goal of not being the person who got sacked for the record. So that is a win.
That's a win.
That's the win.
Baby.
Yeah, that's the flex right
hang
there.
our hat on that. But yeah, I mean, no real offensive identity. Houston's just amazing on defense. Nothing that the Pittsburgh Steelers could have done, and there's no surprise why there's a vacancy now. And the rephrase on why they did it is really nice for Tomlin, so good for him.
That's the wild news, too. Coming into, he stepped down or mutually parted or fired. I don't know. But, he's been there for like 20 years, just like Harbaugh. I mean, just last week, Harbaugh, and this week, same division. And so.
And they were the 2 longest tenured coaches, right? Aren't they?
Yep.
So, I mean, have we seen this many coaches like quit, get fired, or whatever the case is in an off season? I mean, I can't remember the last time I heard of this many in a while. And I don't know, some new NFL maybe. I don't know, something's going on.
I think there's something about it too with like the names of the coaches being let go, right? Like Tomlin and Harbaugh. Those are pretty big names, yeah. Like, and there's probably lots of turnover every year. Now there's always some NFL team that sneaks in that what we didn't expect to sneak in, like the Panthers, right? Who would have thought that they would have even been in the playoffs? But there's always coaching change. But these are the long tenured, kind of the passing of the old guard.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because a lot of these teams, maybe they burn through coaches if they're not winning in like a couple years, maybe 3 years if you're lucky. And if you're like the Raiders, you burn through them at 1 year. We'll do our Chelsea's not here, but we'll do our click. That's one on the Raiders right there in honor of Chelsea.
Well, where is the little Chelsea emoji popping up?
I know, right? We need to create that. But yeah, I didn't. I wonder how many people pick Pittsburgh. I didn't expect this game to be close. I mean, after how the weekend went, I mean, and just watching that game, goodness gracious, CJ Stroud, because you won, I'm going to give you a wedgie. He tried to lose that game for them.
And looked
he
like
fumbled
they,
5 times. He lost 2 or 3. He threw a terrible interception. And if you just watch his feet, when he dropped back to pass, it's like he was happy feet. He was nervous. They had him off kilter. And it's like, look, your defense is so good. I was telling David and Eric in the lunchroom today that the Texans just need a game manager. You don't need someone who's potentially going to lose you the game. If that Texan defense wasn't as good, the Steelers probably would have won that game based on all those turnovers. So partial wedge to CJ, maybe big game jitters. I couldn't remember. Was he in the playoffs his first season, or is this his first time?
No, he was in the playoffs.
No,
I think his
yeah.
first year
Okay.
too. Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, that's the thing.
So-
Like, is he more of that CJ or this CJ we see now? Because
Mhm.
the sophomore slump, and then now this season, like regressing back to the mean, or is he going to go below that? Who knows?
Yeah.
and now you
I don't know
go
if
into New England and play the Patriots, right?
Mhm.
That's gonna be tough. But I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago we talked about it and how far, how I forget the teams we ranked, but talked about the Texans and their defense is just stellar. They're always going to be in it because of that defense. But now the big question mark is, and I said this too, Stroud needs to be average. This past game, he was not average. He, like you said, he looked like Happy Feet out there. And I saw that interception. I didn't watch the whole game, but I caught, good part of it. But that was like one of the first plays I saw is when he threw that interception, and it was terrible.
Terrible. Yeah.
Just terrible. Like they could have come away with at least 3 points, and he looked like he was just trying to force it. And then and obviously he threw a pick. And if Stroud's like that against the Patriots, then the defense can only take them so far. And with playing like that, they're going to be out for sure. And I know we're not getting there yet, but that's my pick. I know we have a pool going. The Pats are my team to go all the way. Hurts to say because I don't like the Patriots at all, but I picked the Patriots. I don't think, and I knew I had this matchup, Patriots versus the Texans, and again, I think it falls on Stroud and how much he can do, and I don't think he's gonna do enough to beat the Patriots.
So I originally had the Patriots. I had the Patriots against the Rams in the Super Bowl, and I changed it to the Texans, probably like with the Wednesday, just, probably overthinking things. But I mean, originally the Patriots is who, so it'll be interesting just kind of how it turns out and like how much I'm going to kick myself for, making changes part of the way through. But I mean, both those teams look really legit.
Yeah. Should be a good one though.
Any flexes for either team that stand out to you for these picks, Pittsburgh and Houston?
I mean, easily, I think it has to be that Texans defense.
Yeah.
Hands down. I mean, I think that gives everything. And they had, let's see here. So they only allowed 6 points, 1 interception, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 touchdowns scored. I mean, that's it. Just with that's enough for a flex.
Yeah.
Nothing really else stood out for me in that game, to be honest, except for that defense. I think everything else is just, and obviously Stroud, I think what you said earlier, half a wedgie, I think is accurate because he's the reason that they're probably not going to go very far. If he can figure it out, they can surprise everybody and probably make a Super Bowl run, but the odds don't look good. They don't look like they're in his favor.
That's the interesting part too, right? Like, what if he just does come back to form?
Like his rookie season?
Starting next week. I'm like, holy,
Ooh.
I out of nowhere, I'm a lifelong Houston fan. I'm like,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And that's part of the exciting thing. I mean, we'll get to the game, but it's exhilarating having to be a new lifelong fan of a team this year. And it's like, am I going to get back with the X? The Patriots are winking at me from across the table. Like we've been texting every now and then. Just
wait, I didn't know that was your ex.
Oh yeah,
wait, what?
Long time. I mean, when Tom was there, I'm a lifelong fan. Come on now.
I knew about the Chiefs. I didn't know about the Patriots too, but okay, it makes sense.
It's that one X that always lingers,
Exactly. She got the revenge body right now, and it's just like, come on, Drake.
The Eagles were hot for 1 year.
Yeah.
In Aaron's eyes. That's funny.
That's funny.
Woody Marks looked really good. He was running powerful and fast and explosive. And the other guy, out of nowhere, I looked at his games, Christian Kirk. I think he had 144 yards and a touchdown. I forgot he was even on the Texans.
Same.
But he might have not had more than 60 yards. And that would have been like by far his best game, just looking at the 2025 season. So, talk about saving your best game when it mattered most. But yeah, they couldn't. He was open all the time, making great catches, good moves. So,
yeah.
How about any wedgies for the guys that played?
I didn't have anyone on this team for a wedgie, but since you said it, I mean, the only half wedgie is Stroud. Honestly, I think everybody else kind of played the roles really. So I'll save my wedgies for other individuals.
Well, I guess if I have to give a farewell wedgie, it would be to Tomlin. Only because I think he has the highest defensive payroll in the league. That is your calling card. You don't invest in the opposite side of the ball. You can't let a team score that much then. You need to be what the Houstons are. If you're going to invest all your eggs into that basket, then you need to be winning low score, or at least losing 10-6 or something ridiculous. So there's your farewell wedgie. You know, you may throw people out. I'm throwing them out by the wedgie. So we'll see how long he gets picked up.
What would pick? And granted, who's got the crystal ball? But they passed up on Jackson Dart. What would that team have been if Jackson Dart would have been there?
Better, I think, for
you
sure.
Got your quarterback of the future. It's explosive. Yeah.
Rodgers, I mean, great of a career, but that's it. Like I think he should retire. If he doesn't, the Steelers aren't going to do anything. Especially now, it's kind of like what I said last week with the Ravens. I think it's rebuild time too. They tried it and it's not working. If you're going to hire a new coach, might as well blow it up and start from scratch. You don't have a quarterback.
Their GM's got to go too, would be my guess.
Yeah, I would assume so too. Yeah.
That's the thing. Interesting thing about A-Raj, like, I mean, he'll have his whole offseason where everyone is talking about him because he's going to be on ayahuasca trips and not sure if he's going to retire or not. But imagine if he didn't sign up for Pittsburgh this year, he would have had Phillip Rivers' spot. Who knows what that team would have looked like with him just coming in off the couch, right? So, like, he should just sit out, wait for the best team's quarterback to get hurt, and then come in and try to be superhero.
That's a good point. That's going to happen. It's a really good point. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Cards, right?
Yeah. I didn't have wedgies for the Steelers. I mean, it's like, man, they couldn't do anything. We were all predicting they were going to get lambasted. So I'll say potentially on my no draft list is DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah.
He's a physical beast, and I always wanted him. I traded for him last year, not the one we just finished. Not super productive last year, and then I drafted him this year because I'm like, oh, he'll be the main guy in Pittsburgh. Aaron's going there. I know he's in his 40s, but he just, he dropped some balls. I just don't understand why, and part of that's going to be the play calling too. Why are you not calling like slants or screens, more of those things for DK to use his power and strength? But so
yeah, he's been on my do not draft list since last season too, because I drafted him last year, and obviously JSN took over in Seattle as the number 1 towards the end of the year. So yeah, after that I was like, yeah, I'm staying away. So I didn't even look his way this year, to be honest.
Oh, good choice by you. All right, let's go to New England, where the Chargers faced off against the Patriots. And don't let me forget, I wanted Chelsea sent in some wedgies she wants to hand to her team.
Oof. I mean, it's hard of the time I've been giving her about the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Just ironically, she can't show up for this pod. I'm just
coincidence.
I'll just throw that out there. Exactly.
All of a sudden.
I'll let Roski take over from there, but I want to make sure we start the topic like that.
And wait, hold on. You forgot the Raiders aren't playing either, so there's no focus to go that way either.
We'll check too. What was your prediction for this game? Well, Roski obviously picked the Patriots. Yeah, Aaron,
Patriots.
Who did you think was going to win this one?
I mean, hindsight's 2020, but I would have picked the Patriots.
Yeah. Okay, 3 for 3.
Trying to be.
Me too.
Me too. Justin Herbert, come
on.
Ouch.
I mean, at what point is this latent talent, potential, amazing quarterback going to show himself when the stakes are high and it really matters? I don't care that your offensive line is terrible. As a former lifelong Chiefs fan, Patty Mahomes had to deal with that nonsense too, and he persevered. Took the game in his own hands by running, which I thought Herbert was going to do a little bit. He had a little tiny bit of success here and there doing it. I'm like, okay, make it happen. And then just started charging. Chargers be charging.
You're a bona fide Herbert hater, right? Like, that's just...
I'm a realist. I see what I see.
Their offensive numbers are terrible. I mean, they had a bunch of guys with like 2 or 3 catches, 30 yards. There was nobody that could take over. And I was surprised they were in it so long. I mean, credit to the Chargers defense. They were in it for so long, but Justin Herbert was a punchy. I started feeling bad for that guy. He was getting crushed,
Yeah.
and like that second half, he just was annihilated. Like they're gonna break this man.
And you know what's crazy? You know, obviously the last game of the season, Trey Lance was a quarterback, and we saw how badly that was.
Yeah,
But even the games before, like you could see there's just something different. Obviously, Herbert getting hurt too, but that line is just it's terrible, honestly. And I know that's where the wedgie was going to. I have them on my list too. I think
yep.
we all probably do. But I had the obviously the offensive line and then the Chargers offense as a whole because you know, like Aaron said, you got to get a little creative too. Got to do something, and it's not there. And I thought, you know, towards the end of the season, maybe because of Herbert being hurt, you know, then Trey Lance coming in. But now it's like, it's pretty clear, you know, that line is just terrible. They need to upgrade it. They need to do something this offseason for sure. They fired their offensive coordinator, so that needed to happen as well. So they're in the right track now to, you know, focus for the next season. But I mean, they just look bad. I thought it would be closer, and obviously it was close. But I thought the Chargers would put up a bigger fight on offense. But it just, yeah, it was bad for them. But I still had to pay Patriots winning, you know, beforehand. And again, I have them for my Super Bowl pick, but I still think that regardless, even if the Chargers would have shown up, I still think the Patriots would have won.
Yeah, I mean they have weapons, and that's where I thought there would be. That's where I really was surprised once how the flow of the game was going. That the Patriots had their number. So I mean, I think to me it's like the Texans. That's a flex for the Patriots defensive scheme, and the reports are coming out that some of the Chargers players after the game told the Patriots defenders, "We had no idea what you guys were doing." So they disguised their scheme so much. So, you know, credit to that Patriot, you know, defensive play calling and Mike Vrabel too, defensive head coach. Did you see toward the end of the game where the last sack on Herbert and he went over to like hug his defensive tackle that made the hit? The guy still has a helmet on and then he hits him in the lip and he's got a bloody lip.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But he's like pumped up. He's like showing everybody he's got blood on himself. And so I've always liked Mike Vrabel. You know, watched him coach in Tennessee and was surprised they let him go, and Patriots are smart to swoop him up. So I'll give a flex to Mike. I mean, he's got a tough team. They're tough nosed.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's why I think I have him as my pick for the Super Bowl because they're clicking right now. Honestly, the playoffs right now is wide open. I think any team can win it that's still left. But you know, there's some that are iffies, like you know, again the Texans, depending on Stroud's play. But other than that, I think anybody can win it. It's just staying hot, and if the Patriots stay hot, which I believe they will, like I think they can win it.
I mean, it'll be an interesting test because if I'm not mistaken, Patriots had literally the easiest schedule.
Yeah.
So not having that real heavyweight competition, if you want to call it. I mean, you play who you play, right? And you beat who you beat. You can't do anything about the schedule, but this will be a giant step up in competition with that defense. It'll be interesting to see how Drake responds to that because in watching the game, like they won, they really came on towards, you know, the end, it felt like, but I wasn't overly impressed with what they were doing offensively. It was just kind of like, all right, you're doing some good stuff, but not finishing in it strong. Like you're not finishing strong to put touchdowns on the board. So we'll see what they can do against a team that just held a 4-time Super Bowl MVP to 6 points, you know, but it'll be a good matchup.
Drake may have some of those moments too where I just couldn't help but wonder, okay, you're in the playoffs for the first time. Is the pressure getting to you? Because like CJ Stroud, the defenders are hitting him, but he still has time to try to chuck the ball. But instead of chucking the ball, it ends up being a fumble. And it's those young rookie mistakes of like, dude, just take the sack because you're just potentially turning it over. But Aaron, two of your boys, Ramondre Stevenson had a big game and Hunter Henry, big touchdown. Two of your boys.
Yeah, they deserve wedgies for what is this performance? These guys, honestly, good for them for coming alive when it matters, but not coming alive when it matters for me. I mean, that touchdown that Henry caught, I was just like, oh my god, what is this? Oh man. Well, it made me think, would I draft either one of them next year? I might just draft Henry for the memes because it's hilarious. And as much as I gave him a hard time, like overall his production was there. Like it was just like, you know, he did pretty good for a tight end, but it just was never enough to help me win any matches. So that's where the frustration lied there.
I got to give him a flex to him. I'm going to be anti-Aaron on this one. Maybe it's a pity flex. Dude, Justin Herbert's tough. I can't believe he kept going back out there, man. And so to go back out there, and then he's running because he's going to try to do the Patrick Mahomes, like you said, put the team on his back. And those hits were just brutal.
Yeah.
And so just Herbert's toughness. Yeah, if it was Jimmy Garoppolo, he would have got hit one time. He's not coming back out there. And just saying, from my days of Jimmy G being the Niners quarterback, it just Herbert's tough like Josh Allen. I think they're like big guys. They could take that physical beating, but
yeah. On that note, on that toughness, how often are we talking about Josh Allen and his boo boos? Like, we're not. There's levels to toughness. Like, at a certain point, diminishing returns. Look at Baker Mayfield. How tough
he's
is
tough
he?
too.
Goes out there,
really tough as nails.
potentially ruined his career and his paydays by being tough and going out. So keep being tough, Justin, or play a little bit smarter, get sharpened up, go get some coaching from Eric's JV high school coach.
Oh, yeah.
Coach.
Yeah, so
yeah, if we can see, here's Chelsea's wedgies. I don't know if you can see that. The offensive line, it's
The
Chelsea's
offensive line.
wedgies. And then the OC, Greg Roman, that was the other wedgie she wanted to hand out. And like I think Roski, you said it, the former offensive coordinator of the Chargers, they let that guy go. So
Hey, that's a step in the right direction already. Because if something's not working, you got to do it. And I was seeing, and I know we're not talking about the teams that are eliminated, but the Bengals, how bad were they this season, right? 6-11, if I'm not mistaken. Terrible, right? Terrible on defense. I think probably the worst defense in football this year. And obviously Burrow was hurt, but he still had some games where they could have done more. And even when he came back, he didn't look as sharp, right? So you would think there would be changes, right? Like these teams are already starting to fire coordinators, coaching changes. But the Bengals are going to run it back. I was seeing a video that basically asked Burrow what needs to change. It's in his hands, right? What do you think should change? And he said, don't change anything. Absolutely nothing. Keep everything the same. Don't trade anybody. Don't fire anybody. Let's run it back. And I'm like,
what are you running back, bro? Yeah.
Do you want to keep getting annihilated? Do you want your defense to still, give up all these points, and you have to, basically play catch up and outscore the other teams? Like, it's not working. Like, what are you doing? Like, you had the keys to the franchise. They basically said, what do you want to happen? And you say nothing? Like, I don't know. To me, it's like he wants to lose, So I'm credit to all these teams and a flex to start making moves already and start firing people right away, because they realize, this isn't working. We got to change it. And there's a few teams that have done that already. And I think that's a flex already for those teams. And a wedgie to the Bengals, even though they're not playing, a wedgie to the Bengals for that.
That response from Joe Burrow sounds like he's the ultimate company man. He exceeds standards and being the company man on that performance.
Like he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Like,
right.
It's making it personal. Like, I like these guys. Like, don't fire them. Dude, you want to be nice or you want to win? You got to do one or the other. If I'm a competitor, I want to win. So get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy, trade that guy, let's boost, certain positions. Let's get new coaches in here and let's get this done.
Well, now for the biggest game of the week. Well, at least for me, I promise I'm not going to be a homer. I'm going to try not to be a homer, but I think our picks might be different for the first time. We were 3 for 3 in the first 2 games, but San Francisco going into Philadelphia. What did you guys think? Who do you think was going to win before the game started?
So this game ruined my perfect pool because I was perfect up until this game.
Is this the only one you got wrong?
Yeah, I had the Eagles. I had the Eagles. Only reason, defending champs, they got rest in the last week of the season. So I was like, okay, they're going to be full strength. They playing at home. And so I figured, the Niners are injured, right? They've been injured all season long. They have injuries in both offense and defense. Kittle goes down, one of the biggest targets, for Purdy. So, and obviously, I'm not taking that into account, but given the fact that, he did go down, the Eagles should have won this game. They had the chances. That last play, I don't know what the heck they did. The coach, Sirianni or whoever, I forget who it was, but somebody called the play, and it's like, even Hurts was like, what the heck? Like, what is this, And it showed. I had the Eagles, and there goes my purple.
Lifelong.
Lifelong, man. Two lifelongs going against each other right now in this epic matchup. And it shouldn't have been an epic matchup. It should have been me still an Eagles fan. And it ended with me a free agent. I mean, who would have thought, just like Roski said, when Kittle went down, like, all right, well, this is just a free game. They should be the better team. They're the defending champions. They did have the rest. And they had everything working in their favor, and they just didn't show up. They're not those boys. And so I don't know if there's gonna be some change. They can get rid of AJ Brown. That's gonna be an off-season trade. You just gotta mix things up somehow because that chemistry just wasn't there. Saquon wasn't what he was last year, carrying that team on his back, C-Mac-esque. And it's kind of showing that, is Jalen Hurts really him? Like, can he carry the team? It's interesting when you see, like, look at Patrick, right? He takes a team-friendly deal-ish. It still gets a lot of money and puts the team on his back. These other players take as much money as they possibly can. All the respect in the world to you. Do it. But then the expectation is you got to make up for the inadequacies we have in other areas because we can't afford to pay people.
Yeah.
And they're just not doing it. And they have an amazing team on offense. So I don't know what it is. I think it's just mental, soft. And I can say that as a former lifelong fan. Respect, Nigel. And we'll see what the offseason holds for them. We'll see if there's a coaching change there too.
They already fired their coach, didn't they? The offensive coordinator.
Oh, I didn't see it. Was it today?
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. I forget his name, but I think they fired
Greg Zatillo or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
I might be making up the Greg part and the Zatillo part. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I think they fired him already, and I was hearing that kind of noise already, and today they I believe they fired him.
I got up early yesterday. I like watching ESPN Get Up the day after football, and so this is the game they talked the most about, and they were annihilating the Eagles. And so they broke down the Eagles' last drive when the Niners were up, and there was 10 plays the Eagles did. So Dan Orlovsky said they ran the same play 4 times.
And I think that's the same play they ran for the last play too.
Exactly. It was the same play they ran. And so they're just, all of them are just, I think us too, just flabbergasted, if I could use that word, of you have to have 100+ plays. Why do you keep going back to that one? I know they drove down the field, but it just makes no sense. And then I wonder, is Jalen not able to audible out of some of these plays? Because I know we talked about the Niners. Brock Purdy really is not allowed to audible. Interesting enough, LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, used to be a great Eagle running back. He said his sources say that Jalen Hurts isn't able to see some of these plays, and so that's why they don't call some of these offenses. And so I thought that was an interesting take. So I wonder what the truth is. Is it a combination of both? They don't have a good play caller, and then is Jalen hamstrung? I think, Aaron, you were talking about that, of where are Jalen's limitations. Last year, it was run game, right? They had Barkley being amazing, and then Jalen Hurts, they should have stat on this too. Jalen Hurts had like 91 designed quarterback runs, not the tush push, but actually he's going to run with the ball. This year he had half of that. And so why the discrepancy in that as well? So, bizarre, real bizarre. But we talked about it. I know all these other shows did too, about the Eagles offense and the fact that they never took the play calling away from that offensive coordinator. That's on the head coach too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's the CEO, right? Like, luckily they fired that OC, it sounds like, to save his job for another year. But otherwise, I mean, Harbaugh could have been there. Who knows?
Look, I want to transition a little bit to wedgies because I think Nick Sirianni deserves a wedgie for sure, for 2 reasons. One, that he should have known the situation. Your season's on the line. Just take over. Or if you're not comfortable calling plays, have somebody else call plays. But do something different. It's not working. This game is literally your last shot if you lose, right? Take over and just call plays and do something about it. And then also, you can't run up to AJ Brown in the middle of a game and just yell at him like that. Like, come on, like, be a professional. Wait until halftime or whatever, and then bust his, you know what? I don't know. To me, that seemed unprofessional. That seemed unprofessional.
It makes me wonder, Right, because AJ had that drop. Granted, the Eagles got him out of it, but that drop on that last drive. And so then my thoughts were like, oh, he's in his head now, but how much did that interaction with the coach going over there and yelling at him or whatever, and then he's yelling back at, and then their big bodyguard Dom's having to break him up. It's just
break him up, yeah.
Yeah, I just
Big
wonder.
Dom,
I mean,
baby.
that's got to be a factor. Hey, Dom caught a pass on the sideline.
Yeah, he did.
All
But,
of
yeah.
AJ.
I got to tell you, when I initially filled out my bracket, I had the Niners losing. And then I was watching things, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm gonna feel so bad if they win. And I didn't even have faith in my team. But how far does that go? So I changed. It was one of the ones I changed too. I changed the Texans, swapped the Patriots out, and then I changed the Niners winning this game. But I wasn't confident because when you look up paper, the Eagles pound for pound have the better roster.
Oh yeah.
From the wide receivers to the offensive line to the defense by far. By far. The 49ers linebackers, their starting linebackers in this game, one at the start of the season was their third string middle linebacker. The other two have only been on the roster for like 45 days or less.
That's crazy.
And so it's just like, as I'm watching the starting line, the secondary's pretty much been intact for the most part. They played really well, I thought. But chicken and egg, bad play calling, Hurts not making plays, drop passes. I don't know. So I mean, I was real happy with the outcome, but I did not have faith. Stressful game, blood pressure game. Very happy with the outcome. But yeah, I already reviewed this game, so I'm curious. Any flexes you guys want to hand out for this game?
The Niners. I mean, just what you just said. They were banged up like crazy. They've been playing with second, third stringers for a good part of the season too, not just this game. And they won. Flex just by that, the fact that they were able to pull it off. Credit that the Eagles kind of blew it up a little bit, but flex to the Niners.
But we just got done talking about the poor coaching decisions, right? So was it the excellent coaching decisions on the other side? Like he has had a top coach, and he just making things work with bubble gum and shoestring and tinfoil, right? At this point,
Coach MacGyver.
Yeah. So good on him, and we'll see what the next game looks like for y'all because spoiler is coming to an end probably.
Going into Seattle, man. Rematch. That trick play, that double reverse for a touchdown. I didn't think McCaffrey was going to get it because it was going far, and so he had to reach for it. And so McCaffrey's just special. I know we've talked about him a lot, and he's clearly lost a step, but the spaces where he can get himself open, that second touchdown where he got himself open for the Niners to go up, it just shows you how talented that guy is. And so yeah, I mean, McCaffrey's got a lot of flexes, but if he wasn't on the team, I don't know, what we would do. And then DeMarcus Robinson, like Christian Kirk, saved his best game by far for the playoffs because almost identical. His best game might have been 50 yards, 50-ish. I mean, and so this one, he had over 100 yards, had a touchdown, and I'll take it. Keep this rolling, fellas. Check my notes, see if I anything else on that game you guys want to talk about?
Hey, really quick, I don't know if you guys have seen, or I just saw a report too that I guess Jawan Jennings was a quarterback in high school.
Yeah, 4-star.
Was ranked. Yeah, he was ranked higher than some of the current, I forget who it was, but he was ranked high. I was like, oh, no wonder he could throw the ball.
Well, I mean, so this is their speculation. I don't know if it's official yet, but I think he's the offensive coordinator, even though Kyle Shanahan calls the plays, but his last name's Kubiak. So his dad played and was a coach and offensive coordinator, but he's the one who went to Kyle and said, hey, this play is open. We need to call it. And so, if that's true, whoever's idea it was, great. And then if it wasn't Kyle's idea, great job listening to your staff.
Sure.
Making it a collaboration. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, on to Seattle we go.
It should be fun.
All right, let's change it up a little bit. We have these coaching vacancies, and last week we did the worst place to coach. I think 2 of us said the Raiders, 3 of us said the Browns, and then we did best place to coach based on the vacancies, and I think we're split Ravens and Falcons just based on the setup. But Well, we thought we'd talk about the rest of the teams, and now we've Pittsburgh on the list too. So out of this group, who's the best? Who's the worst in terms of if you were gonna go coach somewhere? Where would you want to go? We got the Steelers, Cardinals, Tennessee, Miami, and the New York Football Giants.
Man, this list is a little harder than last.
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
I might take a year off if I'm a coach.
He said no thanks. Hard pass.
I'll pass. Damn, they all have their issues, man. Honestly, well, like I said, I think the Steelers. I would rather be the GM there, just to start from scratch and rebuild the team. But coaching,
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's my last one. I would not want to go to Pittsburgh. Yeah. Sorry.
Same reason for Baltimore, like you said last week, with the film, the legacy shoes and all that stuff.
The legacy shoes, like the way the team composition is right now, like this is an offensive league that's all built with all their money on the defense. So the GM's going to have to deconstruct that, make some trades, do some drafting, and the coach who gets brought in is just going to be the scapegoat as to why they didn't work the first 2 years until they get their draft picks and the team re-put in place. So they got nothing going on at all. So yeah, that would just be the worst.
Does this help you? So I looked up the most cap space going into 2026. The Titans have $102 million to spend.
Wow.
The next group on here is Pittsburgh, has $65 million. Arizona has $44 million. God, you'd think some of these teams would be better.
Yeah. Seriously, with how bad they are.
Yeah, where's Miami is negative, I think. They're negative
Probably.
$17 million. Oh,
Jesus.
goodness. Who's the other one? New York
The
Giants?
Giants.
Where are they at?
Giants.
Giants have $11 million.
Dang, that's
So, like,
it.
I honestly would have liked. There's parts about the Giants I do like.
Yep.
Same.
But Scadaboo
Yep.
hurt. That's concerning. I like the heart of Jackson Dart. I just don't know if he's him. Like
His head.
he's got, yeah,
is the
exactly.
problem.
Like, yeah, like you're just using your body as the tool, which is fantastic in some scenarios. But I don't know. That's a tough call there because also like we don't know their draft order yet, right?
We do.
What-
do.
what
Let's
draft
see
do
if I
they-
find it.
what
So
draft
Giants
has?
are-
Dart is like almost plays like he's Bam Bam. He's just going to go
Yeah.
hitting things with his club. And let's see.
While
NFL
using his head
draft
too,
order.
because he's always getting concussions.
And that's how Cam plays too, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're two peas in a pod.
All right. So
Mhm.
first pick, the Raiders. I'll just say the Cardinals have picked number 3. Tennessee has picked number 4. Giants have picked number 5. So they're all
they're
these
right there.
coaches that are fired. They're all. And then who do we got? Miami and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's got to be low, and Miami's got to have.
Miami's
decent.
11.
That makes sense.
A couple of these teams have like 2 draft picks. The Steelers are 21. I agree with you about the Giants. There's something about them. I wish they had more
Yeah.
cap space. I'm surprised they don't have more, but they have some studs on defense, so maybe that's where their money went. Malik Neighbors is going to come back.
Yeah.
I like some of their. I think Theo Johnson's the tight end. He seems like he's productive. You have to have a good backup quarterback. If they can't fix that thing with Dart, I mean, he might be out in preseason after the first game. I do like the pass rush on the team. Running back wise, with Scadabo and if Tyrone Tracy's coming back, I didn't look to see where their free agents are. They got a high draft pick. The Giants are intriguing to me, but Tennessee was ascending, and they have all that room to bring people in. Tennessee, I hear it's a cool place to live. I've never lived there. Vrabel was there for a long time, like I said. They got the high draft pick. They got a young quarterback, which I thought Cam Ward came on. He looked a lot better as the season went on. They got those 2 rookie receivers in DK and Amador, something like that. I think I might go Tennessee. I mean, as we talk about the other ones, I might go Tennessee is where I'd go. That $100 million salary cap
So got you.
money to spend really pushes me over, and that top 4 pick.
Yeah. Honestly, I was leaning toward Giants just like you guys were because there's obviously more promise there. But I just can't ignore that cap space in Tennessee, man. And I mean, Tennessee seems like a nice, change of pace too for life, so it's just more
Nashville.
calm,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
a little bit more, because obviously in New York, there's always a spotlight. So I think Tennessee just because of the cap space, like you said, the worst place, either the Steelers or the Cardinals. I just don't like what the Cardinals have done in the past. I forgot what you said what their cap space was, but I think it was like 40 million or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back to that. See.
But
Blasphemy! How are you talking bad on the Cardinals?
after what Trey McBride did for me,
Yeah, exactly.
So you wanted to the Cardinals? Yeah, I just kept on scrolling. I'm like, oh my word, where do they show up on here?
Actually, you know what? No.
So Miami's negative 17 million. Arizona has 44 million. So I mean, they have some space. They have some space to spend too.
You know what? I'm gonna change mine. Aaron, you convinced me. The
There you go.
Dolphins. The Dolphins, a cap space. They're gonna have to figure out the Tyreek Hill situation. Do you trade him now? Is he even gonna be tradable because of the injury? Do you release him? Quarterback situation is terrible. Tua's not him. You got to figure that out now. If they can do moves before I get there as a coach, then maybe depend on the moves, but I just think Miami's in a hole and that hole is not getting any better. So yeah, I think Miami's the worst one. Cardinals are there too, just because again, they also have a quarterback situation. They got the issues. They're not looking great. But I'm going to stick with Miami. I think Miami's a bigger hole. The Steelers would kind of dissuade me because of the legacy that Tomlin had there, but honestly, I think their situation's a little better and I wouldn't mind going there. I think Miami's the place given their situation with cap and everything. And you said the 11th pick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You can find a gem in with the 11th pick, but I just think everything else kind of hinders the situation and I wouldn't want to go there.
Oroski, not to burst your bubble, the Saints are negative 28 million in the hole, and the
Yeah, I know.
lifelong Chiefs are negative 49.
Ooh.
Luckily, I'm not a lifelong Chiefs fan.
Right. I mean, former lifelong.
Former,
exactly.
The Chargers have the most. They have 109 million to spend. So look
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look out.
Interesting.
If
Maybe they
I'm
can get new
interpreting
quarterbacks.
this chart correctly, I'm pretty confident that I am. Yeah, I don't know the worst for me. I mean, what did you say your number one, Aaron?
I didn't.
Well, we kind of said the Steelers because of the legacy, but I don't know if that's
number
the
one-
actual.
My worst would be the Steelers because again, the legacy part, you're coming in trying to fill big shoes. The defense, the way the team's constructed, and in Miami, everyone knows it's a mess. It's terrible. So they're coming in with low expectations, and I get to live in Miami. I mean,
I guess that's
no
true.
offense to
It's a win.
Pittsburgh, but lifestyle is part of it too. And then number one, I kind of with that carousel they were doing at quarterback, and then that tight end and having a pick, I'm leaning towards Cardinals as well.
Arizona.
Yeah, I think I am, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. So, Roski, you're the only 10 I see. I mean, one of us had to say it, right? I mean, we can't have the whole pod without, mention Tennessee. There we go.
That was a good one.
So Pittsburgh is your worst?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, you guys make good points. I was potentially going to go Arizona, but the pressure in Arizona is different. So you could go in there and be okay. There's some good weapons in there. But I mean, they feel like they're partly like a cursed franchise too.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's different to me than the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens are in a better spot than Pittsburgh is, even though they didn't make the playoffs and the Steelers did.
Yeah.
At least they have their quarterback. Aaron may not agree with that anymore.
But even then, the Ravens get a better draft pick too to couple with Derrick Henry and Lamar. So like, there are some things working in their favor in that aspect, but there's just no positive I can think of for Pittsburgh. You don't even have a quarterback.
And I would say the only positive for the Dolphins is where you're living, because I think they've got their roster in such dire straits with the cap, and Tua, he's supposed to make $50 million, so I don't think they can get rid of him. He's got to be their quarterback, and
you got to work with him then.
Yeah, you got to work with it. And I believe that's why that was the final decision of why Mike McDaniel was let go. Like, look, we got to let him go. That's not his quarterback, but we're already 17 in the hole. Are we gonna? If we get rid of him, you're gonna go in the hole even further. So today, just because of their money situations on the roster, I'm gonna go the Dolphins is my place I would least like to go, followed by Arizona.
Arizona.
You said Tennessee was your first, though, right?
Yeah, Tennessee's my first. I mean, the money and the young team, I think they got to.
It's more promising.
Yeah, who was their coach they fired? I can't even remember who their coach was.
Oh my God, what was his name? I don't remember his name.
Hey, maybe I don't want to go there. No one's going to know my name.
Well, that's good. You get fired.
Was
no one will talk about
it. They're not going to make a documentary where all the fans hate me, maybe.
You can go apply for another job, and I'm sure you can land it.
Yeah, there you go. No, we didn't even know you were there.
Right?
All right, let's go Buffalo and Jacksonville. Pre-game predictions. Who did you guys have? Well, Roski clearly had Buffalo because he only got one wrong on his bracket.
Yeah. I flip-flopped, though. I did a flip-flop. Because, the Jaguars have been playing hot, and they've been riding a hot streak. So and they were at home, right? If I'm not mistaken. I didn't see this game.
Yep.
But, yeah, so I flip-flopped, and it's crazy because when halfway through the game, I checked the app, and I saw the score, and I think at the time the Jaguars were winning. So I'm like, oh, okay, I think that's what I picked. I even forgot who I picked because I flip-flopped. And I went and I was like, okay, I think we're good, and I went to check my pick, and I'm like, oh, I picked the Bills. So never mind, I need them to score, and so I picked the Bills, obviously, ultimately, and they won. Like I said, I didn't see the game, but so I don't even have wedgies or flexes for this game, but I know it's a close game, and I did kind of keep up through the app, and it seemed like it was just a heck of a game, and I think ultimately, the Bills pulled through. Their defense came up, and yeah, I thankfully I got it right.
Yeah, I mean, I had all my faith in the Josh Allen basket, so that would be my prediction as to who makes the Super Bowl. Declaring it right now, it will be the Bills.
You're going the Bills.
Yep, this is his time to shine. He needs to make it happen. Entertaining game. Defense looked good. I still expect Trevor to be amazing like he was in high school and college and all that type of stuff, and he's doing all right. He was the hottest the hottest quarterback closing out the season, right? So
handsome level, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The hair.
Right, good. So to make sure.
Yeah.
He was anywhere. He was a 10 you saw then.
He was
exactly.
Awesome.
But it was a good close game. We'll see what they look like next season when I get, the greatest two-way player ever back on the roster that I will never draft again. But yeah, we'll see. I think the Bills are the pony to ride towards the end.
I agree. Great game. I mean, it was just back and forth and physical, and I like being on the wrong side of things. I picked Jacksonville, and I contemplated putting Jacksonville in the Super Bowl just because of the momentum they were riding. I like the defense. Trevor Lawrence was just, like you said, on fire. He just was killing it. And so I thought there was good momentum going into their the playoffs. And then the Bills, my knock on the Bills has been the defense. I mean, and then not having these unknown wide receivers. But yeah, it was a really good game. I mean, I'll just give an obvious flex, but it's in the same vein that I gave Justin Herbert a flex for his toughness, or a half flex. Josh Allen, he was getting hit so hard, but he won. So that's like a full-on flex. He keeps going out there. The weird play when they did their version of the quarterback sneak and the offensive lineman picked him up and they carried him like 10 more yards down to the 1 yard. It was a weird play. They're like, is that even legal? So, But yeah, I mean, Josh Allen is just grit and tough as
Yeah.
nails. And, if you're facing him and the game's on the line, don't give that guy any time. He's one of those
Yeah,
guys.
that's true.
So
Look, I know I said it earlier in the season, and I still feel they're not going to win it because they don't have a top wide receiver. It's going to come to bite them at some point. But now I'm curious, Chris. You said you almost had the Jaguars going all the way. So how far did you have them if you had them on your bracket? Do you remember?
I don't remember. So if they would have won, they would have gone to
They would have
play the Patriots, right? That would have been
Yeah,
the
I
matchup.
believe so. Yes. Let's see.
I think I had the Patriots beating them. Well, I mean, originally I had the Patriots beating them. So yeah, I'll check after this because that's a good question of what maybe I had them go into the championship game. Clearly, yeah, we'll see.
They would have played. Yeah, they would have played the Patriots. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, originally Patriots winning, but then did I do some other finagling? We'll see. The other guy I would say, and I know the commish talked about Parker Washington a lot. That guy looks great. He's got a really strong connection to Trevor. He finds him in these different spaces. He's got some swagger to him, like all these receivers catch a pass, they want to dance. They were doing end arounds, quick passes, long passes, and so I thought he looked really good. Now, what about any wedgies to hand? I don't have a wedgie. I just have like maybe another partial wedgie for this one.
I don't have any for this game.
No.
So here's my
Wedgie this time.
half wedge. Trevor Lawrence. He was playing so well. He threw 2 big picks and they were bad ones. He just didn't see the guy there. And so, yeah, one worse than the other. I think the one at the end of the game, that was a little tougher. It was great coverage. The defender made a play, but the other one. And so that's just because he was playing so hot. Yeah. I was really grappling for a wedgie. I mean, he still had a good game. He looked good, but those turnovers kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, let's go to Chicago. Packers versus the Bears. What was your prediction? Oh, we know Roski picked the Bears.
The Bears. I was nervous, though.
You with the Bears, too?
Yeah.
I want the Packers. Shame. Shame. And I thought I had it. 21-3. I thought I had it.
That was another flip-flop. I got a little nervous when I saw that score, and I was like, hey, maybe I picked the wrong, team. But I've always said it's very sketchy to have these big leads because you get comfortable. You start getting up points here and there, and next thing you know, boom, you're down or you lost. Here we go. This is exactly what happened. And it's always scary to have these big leads because of that, right? And so I was blessed that this actually went in my favor, but I was nervous. I was super nervous, and props, flex to Caleb Williams. He came through in his first playoff game, and he did what he needed to do. And I don't know if you guys remember, there's a moment where I think it was the Texans and the Bears played each other, and Stroud won. The Texans won, and he gave him that little bro tap, and to Caleb is like, oh, don't worry, you're gonna do it like a veteran would, right? And I think Stroud was I think this was last year during Caleb's first year, and it's like, dude, you've only done a little bit. You haven't done much. Like, you're trying to make it seem like you're the veteran and this, really winning quarterback. Yeah. And now I think Caleb is looking way better than Stroud. That's for sure. So
I would take Caleb. I think probably all three of us would take Caleb between CJ for the option.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that throw. There's a throw where he's like running and he does it like
it looked like it was NFL blitz. It looked like a throw from that.
It did. And I mean, that's the upside, right? That's what the Bears drafted him for, because he has that creativity to get out of the pocket and make something happen, right? And you saw it in this game. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but you still saw it. And I think that's where those differences come into play, right? I don't think the Bears are going to win it necessarily, the Super Bowl, but I think they go as far as Caleb Williams can take them, and he's looking good so far. came back in this game and proved that he can win a game, you know?
One more chat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any faith. Green Bay, we've already talked about it. Like, they've lost their best player, was Micah. And they lost their best tight end. I mean, when you're suffering
Tucker
two,
Craft, yep.
your
Big
best,
blow, that's
arguably
true.
your best player on offense, your best player on defense, like, how far do you expect to really get? And I gotta be honest, like, I'm not a huge Jordan Love guy or fan, but he put up numbers. Like, he did
Threw 4
fantastic.
touchdowns.
And yeah, like,
Yeah.
it was amazing. His numbers are awesome. But that defense, giving up 25 points in the quarter in the playoffs, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You just cannot have that happen. Like, the offense did their part of it. You cannot allow that to happen. So, and Caleb, 2 INTs as well. So, like, he was fantastic, but also, wasn't as buttoned up as Jordan Love. So it's tough. I don't think that the Bears will go all the way, but this is excellent progression for them and then their next step.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they look like next year.
Yeah, definitely ascending. I mean, when you just look at the tale of two halves, the first half, or at least those first drives, they talk about the Niners all the time. Kyle Shanahan scripts out like the first 15 plays. So it feels like Green Bay on their script, they do pretty well, but it's all about adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels
Managing the
like
game.
Ben Johnson and Caleb are the king of adjustments. I mean, Caleb this is now their 7th or 8th fourth quarter comeback this year. And to
Wow.
come back from all those points, I mean, that's where it's just Ben Johnson, it just feels like, I mean, he's got the players, so I don't want to give him all the credit, but he's like holding masterclass against some of these other coaches when, like, hey, yeah, we're coming in. We're not going to give up. We're down by 18 points or whatever it was. We're not going to give up. And they're still slinging the ball. He's very creative with his play calling. I just get the feeling that his team loves him. And,
Yeah.
they're, do anything to win. And so the momentum, even though I picked the wrong team, it's kind of fun to watch what they're doing, especially when Caleb was kind of getting, a little hate last year and maybe a little
Yeah.
in the beginning of this year. Caleb looks like he's going to be great. He really, and then Colson Loveland had 120 yards or something like that. He was a stud. Matthew Golden on Green Bay, that kid's got some moves. He really did nothing all year, but he was doing like little jukes and faking guys out. So it was neat to see him, because I know we were down on him just in fantasy purposes because he was a number 1 pick and really didn't do anything in the season. Romeo and Dobbs with that Guardian cap, huge day too. Huge day
Yeah.
too. But my favorite thing, I don't know if you saw at the end of the game, we already knew Ben Johnson and LaFleur don't like each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
And, it's Green Bay and the Bears. Those franchises hate each other. And so Ben is just feeding into that. He like barely shakes his head, like bends
Shakes his
over.
hand.
And so like that coach's rivalry, I think is like cool for the game.
Yeah,
It's
I
cool
agree.
for the game of like this added moment. And so it's going to feel bigger for those fan bases when they play each other because, man, our coaches even hate each other.
Yeah,
If
I agree.
LaFleur still has his job, we'll see.
That was the other thing too. Is he going to get canned? Because I heard, I think it's Harbaugh. I think they were linking him to that job, and there's no vacancy. So is that going to happen? And it could, because I mean, it hasn't worked. Maybe it's time to move on.
Cool. That'd be amazing. I'd love to see that swap there. Harbaugh goes there. Floor goes to the Ravens. I mean, I think one team's going to come out much better on top in that situation. The plays he'll draw up for Eljack. Whoo!
If Green Bay, I was going to say, if Green Bay has an opening out of all the teams this week and last week, Green Bay is where I want to go. Storied franchise. They're young. Without knowing their cap space, but I mean, if they can stay healthy, that team's set up for some success. But the big question mark, I think, Aaron, you said it. I agree with you. Or Roski, Jordan Love's got to show more on that backside, more of that Caleb, where he's able to come from behind. They put up some points in the fourth quarter. Maybe they got a touchdown and Jordan drove them down there. But when a game's on the line, Caleb's in another level than Jordan right now.
Yeah.
I'd be a little hesitant on Parsons. I mean, he's an explosive athlete, and that's a pretty detrimental injury for an explosive athlete. So,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
just got paid.
That's true.
That's tough.
Now, I do have a full-on wedgie. I mean, I want to give a wedgie for not the second half adjustments, but I have a full-on wedgie for Green Bay. But I don't. Do you guys want to go? Do you have one? Do you want to go first, or?
No, I was going to say Green Bay is a defense just for blowing that lead and poor game management. Because I mean, you're up big, and again, I still don't get it. Like, yes, you can get comfortable, but be better with your play calling. Be more strategic with the way you have, like you said, you have to adjust to the game. If this isn't working, switch something. Get creative. All it takes is you're already winning. Find ways to get creative and slow the game down in your favor again, because obviously everything shifted to the Bears. So to me, I think it's poor game management. So I'll give it to the Packers.
So this is a woulda, coulda, didn't, and I feel like it's a softball for Aaron to access one of his segments. Brandon McManus, the kicker for the Packers, missed 2 field goals and an extra point. The Packers lost by 4 points.
Oh,
if he just would have made those 2 kicks, they win. If they would have made a kick and an extra point, tight game. So that full-on wedgie. I mean, it's brutal. The life of a kicker.
Say it. Just say it.
No. You have one job.
He has one job. Yeah,
Kick the
come
ball.
on now. Kick the ball.
Hey, I'm ready to train, but we don't get the legs. So if we get the legs, I'll start training.
Roski, did you see one of the comments was, if I can double like this, can he not try out to be a kicker or something like that?
Yeah. Shout out Caesar.
Funny.
I know that was him.
Oh, Caesar? Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I already know.
Shout
I
out
already
Caesar.
know.
There you go again.
Yeah. He always wants to find ways to put me down.
Like any good friend would.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you're liked.
All right, last game, the Los Angeles Rams against the Carolina Panthers.
Well, I had since we're on the topic with my friend Caesar, because he's a Rams fan, obviously. So he wanted me to. I'll start off with this. He wanted me to give a wedgie to the Rams secondary because they could not stop. It was big play after big play after big play, kept the Panthers in. I thought the Rams were going to blow over the Panthers.
Me too,
completely. Yep. And I did have the Rams, obviously, moving on. But I just thought they were going to roll right over the Panthers, and the Panthers were just going to go home, and that's it, right? So maybe a little kudos to the Panthers for showing up. But yeah, for him and Caesar, this is for you. The Rams secondary get that wedgie, because that was just, they kept them in, and kept allowing those big plays after big plays, and it just not,
They couldn't handle Jalen Coker, man. That guy had a huge day.
He had a huge game, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the betting line, Panthers were plus 10. So,
yeah.
In Carolina, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
Insane, I'm not even a gambler, but I should have thrown my life savings in that one. But yeah, I honestly think that this probably works out the best for the Rams, because everyone expected a cakewalk for them in the steamroll, no challenge, a look-ahead game, and they treated it like that and got really tested and pushed, and now they got that out of the way, right? Like, okay, this is real. The team that we should have just walked over almost beat us, so I think that might be something that helps propel them going into the rest of the playoffs. But yeah, that game should not have been anywhere near as close as it was.
I agree. I all three of us the same. The 2 games that I like, if I don't watch them, no big deal, was this game and his Houston game. Those are the ones that I thought were going to be blowouts.
Funny, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, just I think most everybody did. I mean, that's why it was plus 10. But I watched it. I watched it and just was surprised. Like, man, Bryce Young came to play. McMillan's making plays. Yeah, Coker was great. The Rams had 9 penalties for 83 yards, so like that discipline there too. That could be wedgie.
And they're usually really
secondary.
disciplined too. They're usually disciplined, so that's surprising. Yeah.
Puka drops a pass for a touchdown, which he never drops anything. I mean, they were even saying it on the broadcast, and I was trying to think. They're like, we've never seen Puka drop a ball. And I'm like, I haven't either, I don't think. And so just kind of weird freak things that happen, because, I don't know, was that like on the 10-yard line? Hit his hands, and he just dropped it.
He just dropped it. But he also made up for it playing defense when that bad throw, and, he had to turn into a cornerback or a safety out there trying to, block that. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see that he did not catch that, because that was a easy touchdown for him, especially.
And then, I mean, Matthew Stafford. Maybe we'll do this next week. Rank the playoff team quarterbacks of who are you most worried about. Game on the line. They got the ball. I'm probably going to go Matthew Stafford. Josh Allen's in there too, but Matthew Stafford, he's usually really smart with that ball. He's very accurate. He's a cool customer. And so all those things, again, sacrilege. I'm a 49er fan. I picked the Rams. That's because I didn't pick with my heart. I picked with my head. I think that's who's going to win the Super Bowl. Ouch. I feel dirty.
Oh.
Eric's going to give you some for that, right?
The commission's rejoicing right now.
I'm going to shower in rubbing alcohol after this. I'm going to call in a priest too. It just cleanse me. It ain't right.
Cleanse me. It's funny because I was looking through, the pool, and I saw that you picked the Rams, and I was surprised, but you picked with their head. I get it.
When I flip-flopped, I mean, because the Seahawks, if we jump back a few weeks, Seahawks was so bullish on them, and I still I have them beating the 49ers. I don't want that to happen, but I have what's going to happen this weekend. And I just feel the Rams are more of a complete team because that offense is legit. Like, you have to scheme for them. Defense is not as good as Seahawks, but their defense is good too. My only question mark with the Rams is special teams, but their kicker has been great that they brought in. It's the other stuff where their special teams just feel sloppy. All right. Well, that was, great playoff weekend. Any last words, fellas, as we wrap up?
I do want to give one final flex.
Okay.
Final flex, and that's it. John Harbaugh. I know he got fired or he parted ways, but he basically has control of his own destiny. Everybody wants him. He's in demand. He could choose where he wants to go, and I think he's going to narrow his choices down to, I think, 4 teams, or he didn't want to do a whole, big big show or whatever you want to call it. He wants about $20 million a year, and he gets to choose his own GM. So, I mean, that's a flex, for so much time that you spent in one organization. Everybody respects you. Flex to John Harbaugh.
Can you imagine being these teams and to know, you could make an offer to John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin?
That's crazy.
Goodness gracious, man.
Yeah. That's you wouldn't have thought, if you would have said that at the beginning of the season or before the season started, you would have said, you're crazy. That's not happening.
Aaron, I feel like you were going to say something before Roski handed out his last flex.
No, I was going to say, quick predictions. I mean, the only one really, Rams Bears, I guess. Everything else, actually, I don't know how you guys feel about the Bills Broncos, but I think all of us are probably picking Seahawks. Texas Patriots, I guess it's a toss-up too, though. I don't know.
I was hoping you were going to forget that game so we didn't have to talk about it. I'm picking the Niners.
There you go. There.
My heart. Broncos Bills is a tough one for me. I think I picked the Broncos. Well, I didn't have the Bills advancing, but going this game, I think get my bracket out the window. I think the Bills are going to win, carry that momentum. The cold weather doesn't factor for them. Broncos coming off a bye may not work in their favor. I'm going Bills. I'm going to say Bills. Final answer.
2 for Bills. Roski?
I believe I have the Broncos winning.
Oh, well, at least we have some controversy on this side.
But I think this is probably going to be the only win the Broncos get, though. But I do think it's because of the defense. Their defense is pretty good.
It's good. Yeah.
I do believe in Sean Payton. He gets creative, coming from New Orleans and what he did. I do think he has enough to win this game at least. But again, it goes back to the Bills and the fact that they don't have that wide receiver. That to me is huge. I do think that Josh Allen can only do so much. He's grinding through these games, like we've been saying. I just don't think he can carry that all the way through to a Super Bowl run. He could maybe beat the Broncos. I think it is a game he could easily win, or it could also not be that easy, But I just think if he had a number one go-to guy straight, someone to target when, it gets tough, he just doesn't have it. He has all these guys that, sometimes it's, 1 week is this guy, 1 week is that guy. When your tight end is probably your best receiver, I mean, you're out, yes, but still, it's it's a little. To me, it's not a championship caliber team right now, and it sucks
Brad
because
would like to talk to you about that.
this is his best. Right? But it's not Trey McBride, it's Dalton Kincaid.
That's true. That's true. Well, then what I still go in Houston to beat the Patriots, but I have a feeling that game's going to come down to turnovers. Whoever has the less turnovers could win that one.
Yeah, I mean, I trust the Patriots quarterback more. We'll see what CJ does, but I am leaning towards the Pats.
Roski, you are too, right, Pats?
Yeah. And this is the matchup I had. It's tough because obviously, again, Houston's defense is legit, but I just think I think it's come down to Shrewd again, and I don't think he's going to have enough to get past the Patriots, especially how the way their defense played this past week. I just think that the Patriots are going to move on.
And the Rams
Bears.
This one was
The
tough.
commission I trust. I'm going Rams.
I got to stick Rams. Sticking Rams. But I will be happy regardless of my bracket if the Bears win. I can't root for the Seahawks or the Rams. I mean, come on.
You already did several times in this podcast. Someone clip that for us.
I know it hurts.
I want to say I had the Rams, but I can't remember off the top of my head. If it's against what I said in my pool, I apologize, but I will pick the Rams.
Yeah. So I'm going Rams. All three of us are going Rams.
Yeah.
So that's the only game we're going unanimous. I'm going Niners. You guys are going Seahawks. I'm going Texans. You guys are going Patriots. This ain't looking good for me. And then the other one, Aaron and I are going Bills. You're going Broncos, right, Roski?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right. It's set.
All right, fellas. Good stuff.
Good.
See you next week.
Sounds good.
Oh, God.